Welcome to the weekly recap brought to you by themortgagewheel.com for the week ending May the 1st. Very interesting to see how this week, how the total injection of monies to be purchasing mortgage-backed securities has been used by the Federal Reserve so far. $400 billion out of the $1.2 trillion allocated has now been used. That leaves us with roughly about $9 billion a month that can actually be used to purchase these mortgage-backed securities. Now, what's very interesting on how that actually plays out, if you are on the fence right now of trying to refinance and you realize that you're upside down in your value and you're above 80% and you can't find the traditional refinancing programs, you're looking to qualify for the Home Affordable Program. Well, when you originally checked on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and it said that your home was not qualified, don't be discouraged. It could come to the point where within the next week, when you go back on there and check again, your house may come up as match found or qualifies. Why this is happening is because of the mortgages being purchased by Fannie and Freddie. As soon as they're actually now purchased and owned by them, that means that you could potentially qualify. So keep checking back. If you're not sure where to go, make sure to go to our home page, click on page 2, and look for the Home Affordable Program that was on there so you can find out how you can check your home and mortgage to see if it qualifies. That can change on a daily basis. Classic example, I have a client who on Monday I checked, Friday now qualifies. So there is encouragement there. The other thing that we really want to point out is changes in the economy. It was just put out yesterday, on Thursday, that the Economic Cycle Research Institute put out that they estimate the recession because of economic indicators and the positive signs shown due to actual data, that the recession could come to the end by summer, by the end of summer. Now what this means, if, let's say hypothetically, before anyone makes any main positions against the mortgage rule, if it should happen that the analysts are right and the recession does come to an end, this is going to put pressure on interest rates. This is also coming from mortgage-backed securities being purchased by the Federal Reserve could put pressure on interest rates should that money start to dry up. If the real estate cycle shows any signs of improvement going into the end of this year, this could put pressure on interest rates. And the biggest thing that could put pressure on interest rates is if the Federal Reserve's funds aren't there to stabilize the mortgage-backed securities in the mortgage world, and it then becomes up to open market, the private sector, to begin to purchase it, it could put a huge pressure on interest rates to start going back up. This is one of the things that they're also looking at further into the future that could trigger inflation. There are many things they're looking at as far as when will inflation return. It's not a matter of if, it's now a question of when. So if you're on the fence again about buying a home and refinancing your home, restructuring your cash flow and debt, right now by far it's clearly been stated that interest rates are pretty much at their lows. There is one sign of hope that interest rates may go lower. There has been a little bit of activity at the 3.5% mark of bonds, of mortgage-backed securities being purchased by the Federal Reserve. Not enough to pressure interest rates to go lower at this point, however it is activity. Should that continue and build into the future, we may see interest rates pull back slightly, but this is way too early to actually make that statement. We just wanted to let you know that that is happening. It could be a possibility. So the biggest thing really going into this year, we have to keep in mind, why are interest rates staying stable? People say it's because the economy is bad. Yes, that's a reason. People say because Wall Street's down. Yes, that's a reason. But most importantly, it's because of the Federal Reserve's initiative to stabilize the mortgages, to allow the opportunity for homeowners that can qualify, restructure cash flow, better position themselves, lower their monthly payment and interest rates, get off of the adjustable rate mortgages and into 30-year fixed mortgages, very traditional financing. That goal is slowly taking place. And as we progress through the year, it's going to continue. Now going into 2010, it's almost a clear shot saying that all bets are off. Will interest rates remain at these levels? If inflation does show signs of returning, even slowly, most likely these rates will no longer be here. So we wanted to keep reiterating that to the public and to homeowners and future homeowners. We're not saying go out and jump on a house. We're not saying that the housing market is going to come back in a roar. But if it's proven that the $300,000 price point, at least in Washington and under, is starting to rumble and first-time home buyers are back, and it's turning into the market where listings are 4 months and under. And in the real estate world, if they consider that as a seller's market that is slowly transitioning into, that is a slow sign of indication that potentially the real estate bottom may be at least near. Not maybe it hasn't quite come yet, but it's very interesting. Go back in history. In closing, if you go back in history, when have they said the bottom is here? It's always right about the time we're about 20% away from the bottom. So no one can really say it, and everyone's hedging on it. Everyone's trying to be the crystal ball holder and be the analyst of all time to go down history that says I declared it and it was there. We're not going to be the people to say that. We're just trying to build education and a foundation for you to understand of what can potentially affect your most valued investment, your home. Thank you very much, and we'll be back soon.